In the next episode of the World War II podcast, I talk to Mark Zelke about Operation Jubilee, the ill-fated raid on Dieppe in 1942. Mark's next book, due out this autumn, is called Through Blood and Sweat, a remembrance trek across Sicily's World War II battlegrounds. I asked him about it.
It's based on Operation Husky 2013, which was a Canadian initiative where a group of Canadians, including myself, went to Sicily, and we retraced the footsteps of the 1st Canadian Infantry Division over a 20-day period across all the battlegrounds that they were in, and did this all on foot. We walked 350 kilometers in 20 days, and we did it on foot because that's what the Canadian soldiers did, because they lost all of their transport. There were only 3 ships in the convoy sunk, but all those 3 ships had all of the Canadian infantry's transport. So, think of the odds of that, because there was about 150 ships. So the Canadians got to Sicily with virtually no vehicles, and so they had to walk. And largely for the most of the campaign, the infantry particularly were just on foot. So for the 70th anniversary of Canadians involved in Operation Husky, we did the same thing.
They fought their way up with the British, didn't they? So it was hard going.
They were fighting alongside Monty again. And it was a very hard campaign. So we actually organized so that each day we held a remembrance ceremony was held in a Sicilian community, with that community being involved. And then all the Canadians are buried at a Jura Canadian War Cemetery in Sicily. And so on July 30th, which was the last day of our thing in 2013, we held a roll call where there was a person in front of each headstone. And they answered for that dead soldier. And we had hardly anyone goes to the Jura Canadian War Cemetery, and we had just under 1,000 people in the cemetery that day. So it was a huge event. So anyway, it's a memoir on remembrance, really, and that. So it's not exactly part of the Canadian Battle Series, but it's related. It was an amazing experience, hotter than hell.
It would be in July, yeah.
I had driven through Sicily a number of times before doing research, and to walk the country is entirely different because it's so changeable, and you don't see that the same way when you're driving through somewhere. But when you're walking it's pretty amazing.
Everything's kind of around the edges in Sicily as well, isn't it? There's nothing. It's just arid and dry in the centre.
Yeah, and very mountainous. And the Canadians, their line of advance was to the west of Etna, and so they were right in that mountainous country. So we got in there, and boy, when you're walking through that country, it's hilly.
That was Mark Zelke. For more information, have a look at the website www.podcast.com.